You're watching SKST Radio.
Well, welcome to another episode of SKST Radio. We're at the Authors Network for the new year. I'm so excited. 2023 is about to make it happen, and we're going to kick it off right here in the last few months of 2022. And I got a special guest today. Her name is April Berry. April is a dynamic writer, and she's here to tell us how she got started and all that good stuff. April, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, thank you for being here. So, first of all, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was excellent. We always go to my mom's. She lives really close, but I ate way too much food, and then we went home and had a food coma. So it was great. I hope yours was good too.
It was.
Awesome.
So, welcome to the show again, and tell us, how did you become a writer? Tell us a little bit about you.
So I've been writing since I was a kid, but I have only been published for about a year and a half.
Okay.
And I'm 40 years old.
Okay.
So it's never too late, you guys. It's never too late to start. I've always wanted to be a published author, but, life happens, kids, work, everything else. And then you just kind of get to a point where you didn't think it was going to happen.
Right.
I think the evolution of indie publishing has really changed the game for people as well. But I actually had this epiphany moment when I was 38 years old, thanks to Outlander, because I got obsessed with that during COVID, as many people did. We binge watched it, and then I read the books. And then, of course, I started really getting obsessed with Diana Gabaldon, who is the author of the originals. I learned that she wrote that she was 36 years old. So literally, like one day I was looking at the internet and I looked over, hey, oh my God, guess what? And he, of course, was like, what? Because he didn't know what I was looking at or anything. And I was like, Diana Gabaldon was 36 when she put out Outlander. And he was like, all right. Because he didn't, seriously. He's like, I throw random stuff at this man all the time. And I said, I could write a book. I'm not too old. If she could do it at 36, I'm only 38. And he was like, okay, so do it. And I was like, I'm gonna. And he was like, okay, so do it then and stop talking about it. So I was like, okay. So I literally opened up the laptop, opened up a Word doc, and I just started writing. And that actually was not the first book that I published. I ended up working on that one a lot before I put it out.
Okay.
But that's how I got started. And I think that I just put out my 12th. I think I just put out my 12th. I can't even keep count right now.
So how do you kick them out so quickly?
Well, I don't watch a lot of television.
Okay.
I write in the car sometimes. My kids, especially my oldest son, does marching band and indoor percussion. So I'm in the car a lot. So, and even my daughter was doing gymnastics and stuff. So I would take my laptop places with me. And while I waited on them to do whatever they had to do, I would sit in the car and write. And again, like outside of work and then driving kids around. If I have free time, I write. I do spend too much time on TikTok probably, but my husband just gave me a look like, yeah. But outside of TikTok, like I don't watch a lot of TV or I don't have any other stuff. So I use that free time to write. And I get a lot of inspiration from different things. So usually I'm lucky because the words just kind of flow. Okay. And I also, if one story is not working for me, I don't delete and stop forever, but I'll jump around from book to book. If I hit a wall, I don't stop writing just because I hit a wall. I'll just start working on something else. So
that's some good advice. That's some great advice. So tell us about your new book.
Saved was just released on the 25th of November. It was a really wonderful moment for me because it's the third book of my first series. My debut was Served. And then book 2 of that was stroked, and book 3 is saved. And when I first started writing, like I said, I put my first project to the side because it needed some more work, and I decided to do a contemporary romance series. And I had these 3 female leads in mind when I did it. And I went in thinking, I'm just going to write these 3 books for this. It'll be kind of a trilogy, but they're all standalone reads, but they're kind of connected. It is still best to read them in order, but you don't have to. So the characters have evolved, and more stories have now entered my brain because some of these side characters were just too cool. Everybody's asking about certain characters having their own book, but just knowing that Jazz's book was supposed to be the final book of this series, it was a really special moment for me yesterday, because my club series is a little more angsty. I write rom-coms, paranormal romance, and then like your contemporary romance with a little bit of angst. They're still not very high angst. I just need to put that out there. I'm not trying to completely rip anybody's heart out. There are tissues involved from time to time, but there are sensitive topics that are discussed in this series. And I try to do it delicately, and I have a lot of sensitivity readers involved in these, whereas the rom-coms are pretty light, easy, fluffy. This one is a little bit extra care goes into writing these, and Jazz was such a special lady, and she needed... like somebody said yesterday, I think you saved the best male character for Jazz because Mike just like was perfect and the ultimate cinnamon roll. So, and I was like, yeah, usually I have it like all of my dudes are kind of alpha roles or alpha holes, and he is just straight up sweet and like all about Jazz. So it's I don't know. It was a special day for me for sure to get that one out. But and I love this series so much. It really holds a special place in my heart. So
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So does it make you feel real warm and fuzzy to know that people love your works and it's out there and you have that support system going on?
It's been a wild ride the last year. It's still really strange to like go in and see reviews from people. And I woke up yesterday, I don't really have like a street team or anything, but I woke up yesterday on release day and there were already people posting about the book being out, and it just blew me away because I didn't ask anybody. It was just like readers who've been excited for this book, and then some author friends, of course, were helping celebrate with me. But it was really interesting and just kind of crazy to know that people did that on their own accord, you know what I mean? And then to see the reviews rolling in already, and they're phenomenal. And a lot of people mentioned my character development, and like the whole time I'm sitting there thinking like, this is garbage and nobody's gonna like it. I'm my own worst critic. Like nobody can hurt me as much as I hurt myself. So. But it's definitely it's very surreal to know that people actually like seek these out and get excited for my releases and stuff.
That's very cool. So April, if you can give someone some words of wisdom to get where you are right now and feeling where you are right now, what type of words would you give them?
So I don't really give advice, but what I will say, what's worked for me is I don't write to market. I write the stories that I want to read. And again, if you hit a wall with a book, you don't have to stop your creativity process. Just work on something else, because that'll keep the words flowing. And I found that some of my best books were written when I hit a wall with one book and started working on another project. It's sometimes that story is the one that needs to be told first. I don't really go by rules that people say. My club series has a curvy girl lead in the first one. The second book is a sapphic romance. And this third one, both of my characters are Black. Both of the main characters are Black. So a lot of people say, oh no, you got to stick to one thing when you write a series. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really I don't do that. So they said you'll never sell. People don't want to read like a straight romance and then go into a sapphic romance. And I was like, that's funny, because everybody that read book one wanted to read the sapphic one. They knew that Amy was a lesbian going in, and they were like, we need Amy's story. And then everybody wanted to read Jazz. They were like, when are you going to finish Jazz's story? So I think that some of the, like, I think it can be dangerous. I know that there are some readers out there who do like this is what I like, this is all I'm going to read. But I think there's people that, like, they're not really looking for a specific thing. They just want to feel the feels, you know, and they get invested in the different characters. So just like, don't stereotype your readers. You know what I mean? Like, don't prejudge them either. You never know what somebody's going to enjoy. And at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't want to read that one book of the series, that's fine. They don't have to. Not everything is for everybody, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So just do what feels right, but definitely do invest in yourself. You know, take some time to hit up writer conferences, make friends with other authors that, you know, be careful with the harsh criticism with other books. I see it from new authors all the time. I'm like, hey guys, it's not a competition to see who can cut down each other the worst. Okay. Like, the best thing that I've ever done was make friends with authors who've already done what I want to accomplish, you know, and have professional courtesy with each other. And I think that lends a lot to the review process and stuff. So, which some people are like, well, authors are readers too. And I'm like, that's true. But once you put a book up for sale, you're also a business owner. And those are just things to consider. So those are probably the biggest things that I would say just to get started.
Right. And, you know, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's the reason why we started the Authors Network, because it's so hard. And a lot of people think it's a competition, and it's not. It's about supporting one another. You know,
oh my God, I have
there's more
gotten
books out
so
there for
far.
everyone.
Like, some of these authors have really become the best support system, because writing is a very lonely thing, you know, because you're the only person who can get that story down on paper, obviously. But as far as all the other things go, some of these people, like, they can help pump you up. And, you know, even if the story does need work, they can tell you in a way that it's constructive for you. And it's just good to be able to talk to people in the business who understand what's happening and what you're talking about when you are having a bad day, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, like, it's important to mingle with people in the business, even narrators, editors, beta readers. Like, make friends with all of these people, because they're the ones who are going to help you get where you want to go, you know?
Right. Absolutely. So, April, what is the next project that you're working on?
I'm actually doing a holiday romance. And yes, I'm cutting it very close because the holidays are literally here. But that's kind of what I do. So I like to live on the seat of my pants, but it's already more than halfway done. And again, I write pretty fast, and I have alpha readers and beta readers that kind of read along with me. So it'll be out by Christmas for sure, but it'll be kind of get very close, but it's cute. It's another rom-com. I was feeling very rom-com-y after Saved, because like I said, Saved was a little emotional to write. It's a little more angsty than some of my other ones. So I usually jump around between them. So if I write an angsty one, then the next one's got to be a rom-com, just to kind of pull me back into the light, you know? So I'm doing a holiday romance because I thought it would be fun. I wanted to do one last year, and the timing just wasn't right. So I am this year. And it'll be out hopefully super soon, but I do a very short pre-order, so I don't even have a pre-order up for it, because my books are all in Kindle Unlimited, and so most of my readers come from there. So I don't really focus too much on my pre-order numbers anyway. But that's the next thing going.
Nice. Well, looks like we're going to be having you back real soon to talk about the new book.
I would love to be back anytime. You let me know.
Oh, well, I will. You're awesome. Awesome. Okay, guys. Her new book, Saved. April, tell people how they can get the book.
Saved, the Club Series, Book 3. It's on Amazon. You can get the paperback there, download the ebook. It's also in Kindle Unlimited. If you are on TikTok, you can find me as April Berry Author. I'm also on Instagram as April D. Berry Author. And in my link tree, I always have all of my books. And I do have a freebie that is a prequel to my club series in my link tree as well, called Snared. If you want to just get a taste for my writing. And then there's links for the rest of the series at the back of that book. So
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, April, thank you so much for being on the show. Girl, you're going to go a long, long way because I did my free
thank
download
you.
and that's what I'm going to finish
Thank you.
reading this weekend. So thank you. Thank you
Oh,
for giving the free gifts of the books
you're
and just being
welcome.
there and writing and making it happen for everybody. So I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem at all. Like I said, I would love to come back sometime. You just let me know.
Okay, will do. Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend, April.
Thank you. Happy holidays, you guys.
Thank you.